Well, grab your ringside seat and get ready for some phenomenal boxing action as the Quest Boxing League returns here to the famous Epsom Downs Racecourse in Surrey for the 2022 season finale. Hi, my name is Alan Foley, and joining me backstage here at Epsom, I've got Dan Woodgate, who is going to be giving us an insight into all of the fights on tonight's bill that we really need to be watching. And I've got to say, Dan, it has been a phenomenal season of championship boxing this year. We've been all around the country, some amazing shows, but tonight, I think we've saved the very, very best to last, and we have got some epic battles to look forward to.
Yeah, definitely. We've had a great season so far. We've seen some absolutely amazing fights, but like you said, Alan, tonight's got all the ingredients to top that. There's a few fights on this show tonight that really got my glands salivating, ready for some action. You've got Danny Worsfold versus Danylo Hrebeniuk, and then you've got Mide Dedegbe versus Lee Cannon. Both of those fights have got the potential to be absolute barnstormers. Big punches in both fights. I'm really looking forward to sitting ringside and commentating on those fights.
Yeah, well, we are going to be going ringside in just a few moments. But coming up in tonight's main event, Dan's already touched on it there. You've obviously got the British Cruiserweight title on the line. And the champion, Danny Worsfold, he will be taking on the challenger, Danylo Hrebeniuk, in a mouth-watering fight. And as I say, that, and there is a whole host of other fights to look forward to. So we're going to head ringside. We're going to get prepared for an absolutely fantastic night of championship boxing. And Quest, well, this is the final show of the season. You don't want to blink.
Hello, good evening, and very warm welcome once again to Epsom Racecourse. My name's Steve Holdsworth. Tonight, as I say, I've been joined by Dan Wootton once again. Always a pleasure, Dan. Here we go then, blue corner, Cyprian Strajek. He's called the Polish Prince. Now, he's had, I think he's better than his record suggests, Dan.
Yeah, he's one of those fighters. He's had K1 experience, so he's got experience outside of boxing. His boxing record isn't that fantastic. But like you say, he's better than his record would suggest. He's up against Charlie Lambert tonight, who's his debut. He's had 6 fights, won 4, so he's not a bad fighter himself. This one could be a really close fight.
But don't be surprised if Lambert overcomes him, because boxing, totally different sport to any other combat sport.
Exactly.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, our action now continues in the Quest lightweight division. So please put your hands together and welcome our first fighter into the arena, making his second appearance in the league. Please welcome Cyprian, the Polish Prince Strajek. And now we welcome his opponent. Fighting out of the red corner, tonight making his Quest Boxing League debut. Please make some noise for Charlie Lambert. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, our next bout of the evening. Introducing your first fighter, standing in the blue corner, representing BMAC. Please show your appreciation for Cyprian, the Polish Prince Stryszek. And introducing your second fighter, standing across the ring in the red corner, representing Next Generation Boxing and Fitness, making his Quest Boxing League debut. Please make some noise for Charlie Lambert. This lightweight showdown to be fought over 3 2-minute rounds. Our referee in charge, the action, Mr. Jimmy Hungney, and our timekeeper at the bell, Mr. Peter McCann.
Here we go then, interesting one. 3 rounds of lightweight boxing between Charlie Lambert in the red corner and Cyprian Stryszek in the blue. He's Polish, known as the Polish Prince. I didn't even know the Poles had a royal family, but there you go. He's had one K1 bout, which is the only fight he's had today. He lost that. And it's the Quest debut for Charlie Lambert tonight, although having said that, he's had 6 previously, won 4 of them. And
Yes.
He's really giving height here.
Yeah, so Lambert with the experience, then you've got Stryszek with the height advantage. It's one of those, isn't it? Sometimes we see that height advantage, it actually becomes a disadvantage because they don't know how to use it properly.
But he does, doesn't he?
Well,
Or so far.
Yeah, so far he does. Although Lambert is managing to get inside and land a few shots over the top. Nothing of note landed quite yet. They landed on the gloves, but he is getting into range. And there's a shot that has landed.
Yeah, it's going to be a painful night, this, I suspect, for Charlie Lambert, because, you know, he's going to have to take a lot of stick to just land that one punch.
Yeah, he is, but he's landed clean already. Like, when you're a tall fighter like Stryszek, you want to go a few rounds without letting your opponent land anything on you, just so you can stamp your authority on the fight.
And he's doing exactly the right thing. This is what I said earlier, you know, don't get in there and have a punch up, just back off.
Yeah, he is, but I think for me what I'm seeing here is that Lambert's actually landing a couple of shots. Stryszek's got this little habit of leaning off to his back foot, so he's leaning over his backhand. And in doing so, what he does, he puts his jabbing hand down, which leaves the left side of his face exposed. And that is where Lambert's landed at the moment. And again, there's 3 or 4 shots have landed quite cleanly now. They land him around the back of the ears, which can scramble your legs.
Sure. So what we should be saying is, Cyprian, keep your hands up.
Keep your hands up and keep your hands up and try and stay
composed.
Try and stay on the line a little bit. Yeah, so obviously you don't want a fighter to keep his head on that line all the time, but he's moving one way, so he's only coming off the line one way, and he's doing it all the time, so he's very easy to predict, and Lambert's managed to land quite a good few shots here.
Well, I'll tell you what, cracking start there.
Yeah,
for,
I mean,
our Polish
I
friend.
think you're going to disagree, but I'm going to give that round to Lambert.
Are you really?
Yeah, I think Lambert actually landing the cleaner shots.
Don't worry, Dan, it doesn't matter if you're wrong, mate.
Oh, no, I mean, I've been wrong before, believe it or not.
And by the way, I love your new jacket. He's wearing a new jacket, everybody.
Treated myself.
It's a cracker.
Although I've been told a lot of Mr. Bean in it, which is nice, isn't it?
Well, actually, that's...
You can stop
fair.
there, Steve.
So anyway, we're looking at Cyprian Stryszek, 21 years of age, from Banbury. As I say, he's only had one K1 bout, which he lost. And up against the 28-year-old Charlie Lambert, who's only 5'5", from Eastbourne, the Next Generation Boxing and Fitness Gym. 4 wins, 2 losses. And this is his Quest debut this evening. And Quest record for Stryszek is 1 fight, 1 loss. So round 2. Now Dan has gone for Charlie Lambert in the opening round. I went the other way for Stryszek. So we'll have to wait and see how this one develops.
Yes, and I was just going to touch on that. It's really interesting that we've actually we're sitting in the same position, we're both seeing different things, but it depends what you're looking for. For me, Stryszek is a little bit, I don't think he's doing what he wants to be doing. I actually think that Lambert's controlling the pace of the fight. Lambert's controlling the range. There's a good shot land there from Stryszek. But again, rolling really well from Lambert. This is better from Strycek. That's what he needs to do. But again, as he's coming out, he's getting shots landed on his chin, flush. He needs to stop that. He's tall, he's rangy. He looks like he's got a bit of power. And as we've mentioned before, he's actually a lot better than what his record would suggest. For me, I'd like to see him stand up a little bit taller, get over that back foot a bit, and start utilising your height by poking that jab out and really powering the jab through.
Yeah, be the fighter you look like.
Yeah, exactly, and that's the thing. Like we've said it before. You said it earlier, and you really drove home the point that if you're a boxer, be a very good boxer. He's a decent boxer. He could be so much better if he just done the basics
and move back instead of forward.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so be a little bit more urgent in getting out. You land your shot, get out of the way again. You're up against a small fighter. You don't have to stand there trading with him.
And don't get me wrong, Dan. I'm not trying to criticise guys just for going forward, looking for a punch up when they don't need to, because sometimes it's fun.
I mean, it's fun for us, isn't it? It's great. We love.
It's when you know as well as I do when you're in there. Sometimes you prefer a punch up than a boxing match.
But what are you here for? Are you here to have fun, or are you here to win?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's and again, he's another one we've seen tonight. He's tall and rangy, but he's really choking down his shots by standing too close into range, which is giving Lambert the opportunity to land.
Yeah.
I actually think this is a lot better round from Strycek. I can't really make an argument for Lambert winning this one.
I thought you were going to book an optician's appointment.
No, I think that was a clear Strycek round.
Here we go then for the third and final round. Jimmy Horney, once again, our referee, and I've got Cyprian Strycek winning the first couple of rounds. I think it's all to play for you, Dan, isn't it?
Yeah, I gave Lambert the first round. I know we disagreed on that, but I just see a little bit more of the cleaner shots landing for him. However, Strycek really did start stamping his authority in that last round, and he actually looked more of the fighter that you expect him to be in that last round.
I admire, by the way, people like Charlie Lambert, little guys, and by and large, he's actually doing the right thing. He's getting in underneath the guard and he's going for the body and coming up for the head. But, to try and outbox a man of the proportions of Strycek is a big mistake.
Yeah, but I think this, again, what I'm seeing now is what I was seeing in the first round. I think Lambert's rolling well, coming over the shots, and he's actually landing cleaner, whereas at the moment Strycek hasn't really landed anything of note in this round. The shot has just gone through there, but because that's a good shot there from him, but because he's choking down on his shots, they're not really having much of an effect. Whereas when Lambert lands, you can see the head sort of sway of Strycek. They look a little bit more effective. This is better from Strycek, standing there, digging down to the body, which is something that shorter guys are not really used to dealing with, because tall fighters tend not to go to body shots. They tend to sort of headhunt, but yeah, good. That's a much better shot selection there from Strycek, going to the body, but again, leaving his head open.
Yeah, full marks to both of them, but particularly Charlie Lambert. He's been under the cosh, hasn't he, from the first bell.
Yeah, he's always up against it. When you're up against a good fighter, like you said, in the proportions of Strycek, you are up against it from the off. But he's given everything, and that's why I gave him that first round. I think he just landed a bit cleaner. For me, this is another Strycek round.
Well, I've got to say, I've thoroughly enjoyed this.
Yeah, it's been a really interesting contest, hasn't it? Because at any one moment it could have changed.
And they both did a lot of hard work.
Yeah, I think we're going to agree that Strycek gets the win. Let's see what the judges say. But again, I think Lambert just done enough to hit that first round. But Strycek really grew into the fight and boxed really well.
So here comes our MC, then Jonathan Millard with the official verdict.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, after 3 rounds of action, we go to our judges' scorecards with a unanimous decision. Your winner in the blue corner, Cyprian, the Polish Prince Stryjek.
So Cyprian Stryjek is indeed declared the winner, as we thought he would. Regardless of the scores, makes no difference. But a decent effort there from Charlie Lambert, but just found the range a little bit beyond him. Well, here we go then. Leon Fu in action against Harry Camden. Leon Fu, trained by a former world champion by the name of Richard Williams, former WBF and IBO light middleweight champion. Good fighter.
Very good fighter, yeah. So he's obviously going to be looking to Leon Fu's going to want to extract some of that knowledge from Richard Williams, his coach. I know this is something you should have brought up, Steve, but I heard you talking upstairs to Leon Fu. You got a bit of a history with
Yes,
Mr.
we have.
Fu.
Yeah, I mean, this is 8 years since I've seen Leon.
Yes.
And he boxed on a couple of shows in London years ago, which I was involved in. And it was nice to see him again.
Yeah, he come up and reminded you. It's really nice to have that relationship,
Sure.
isn't it, when you see fighters up against Harry Camden tonight. Harry Camden's one of those fighters that he's had 3 fights on Quest now, and I don't think he's going to mind me saying this. There's something missing. We haven't seen the best of him. There's something missing. He's one of these fighters that when I watch him, I think this kid's got something, but we haven't seen it yet. Is tonight the night he's going to bring it out against the fighter in Leon Fu? He's up against it. But Harry Camden's definitely got potential, and that's what I want to see tonight. See him bring some of that potential out.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next action will be fought in the Quest light middleweight division. So please put your hands together for our first fighter to enter the arena, making his Quest Boxing League debut. Please welcome Leon the Lion Fu. Now we welcome his opponent. Fighting out of the red corner, please show your appreciation for Harry the Hitman Camden. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, our next bout of the evening. Introducing to you first, standing in the blue corner, tonight representing the Secret Boxing Gym, making his Quest Boxing League debut, presenting Leon the Lion Fu. And his opponent, our second fighter, standing across the ring in the red corner, tonight representing Sheffield Park Boxing Academy. Make some noise for Harry the Hitman Camden. This light middleweight showdown to be fought over 3 2-minute rounds. Our referee in charge of the action, Mr. Ken Curtis. Our timekeeper at the bell, Mr. Peter McCann.
Well, here we go then. Look, a face-off there straight away here between Leon Fu and Harry Camden. Cracking contest, this one in prospect, light middleweights, 3 2-minute rounds. Referee for this one is Mr. Ken Curtis. And I tell you what, Leon Fu, he came up to me in the dressing room and said, Steve, we haven't seen each other for 8 years.
8 years, yeah.
I was involved with a couple of shows that he was on all those years ago. Southport in the blue. And now we were chatting earlier, Dan. Oh, what a shot! What a left hand!
Great shot by Fu.
I was just about to say you didn't think that Ken would be up to this. You might be right. He's still not right. Look, he's still unsteady on his legs.
His legs are gone. I think Ken Curtis is going to have a look
so
at him. So
Leon Fu, 35 years of age now.
Yeah, Camden isn't. Yeah, he doesn't really know what's going on at the moment. He needs to cover up, try and hold on to his opponent. Fu looks super strong.
He does.
And you mentioned about the face-off as they come in. There was no emotion on his face at all. This is all business for him.
Well, Camden there doing all he can to try and keep himself in this. So Leon Fu, what a start. Cracking short left hand.
Yeah, Camden's one of them fighters, like I've said it before, he's a really good fighter. We haven't seen the best of him by a mile, but he's always in tough fights against tough opponents, and he's another one tonight. It's almost like one of them where you think, is he going to catch a break? Like, are we going to get an opportunity?
Give him an easy night.
That's a really good, and this is what I'm saying, look, that's really good punching from him there. Really good shots that he's putting together. His head seems to have cleared a little. And I think at the right distance, this fight could be his fight, but he's up against it. Obviously, Fu has shown us his power already, and like I said, he's all business, isn't he? He's all about the business.
Yeah, I'd like to actually see Harry Camden against Dean Worth. I mean, you know, two guys that run about the same kind of level.
Do you know, I think Camden's a lot better than what we've seen of him. I think he's got a lot of potential. I've spoken to him after his first fight on Quest. I spoke to him in the change rooms afterwards, and he was clearly upset with himself. He burnt out in the fight, run out of steam, and I was chatting to him in the change rooms afterwards. He was really hard on himself, and it was actually quite a decent performance.
But can he get back into this round? Too late.
It's going to be too late because it's going to be a 10-8 round, isn't it? It's going to be a 10-8 round.
Absolutely, to start with.
Outside of the knockdown, that was a very close round of boxing, with arguably Camden doing some of the better work there. I think for me personally,
for a short space of time though.
Yeah. I think for me personally, Fu would have still got the round. But if Camden can avoid that power again going forward throughout this fight, he's up against it. I mean, he's got to win these last 2 rounds.
Big.
Well,
he's got a draw.
He's got to get a draw. He's got to win them to get a draw.
Anyway, just let me tell you that Leon Fu's first coach was Jimmy Batten, the former British light middleweight champion, who of course went the distance with Roberto Duran. We want to do that.
Yeah.
And also, but he's now being coached by Richard Williams, who's the former IBO and WBF light middleweight champion. And the irony is, I can't see Richard in the corner.
No, I thought I'd seen him earlier in the venue, so I thought
he's in the venue, but he's not in the corner. Strange.
Yeah, so he's
maybe he's got someone else to work with. Anyway, the Lion, Leon Fu in the blue. Everything rhyming here.
Leon Fu in the blue. Harry Camden in the red.
He's from the Sheffield Park Boxing Gym. He's a Slough boy. And strange enough, I was born in Slough. Well, Camden.
Yeah, this is much better from Camden. This is what he needs to do. He needs to come out and impress, doesn't he, in his last rounds? But in doing so, he is leaving himself exposed for another one of those shots that just come out of nowhere, like Fu landed on him in the first round.
If Fu gets the chance to land it, that is.
That's why a really good shot there from Camden. He actually visibly hurt Fu there with that shot. This is a great comeback performance here from Camden. After that first round, he looked like he was gone, didn't he? He didn't think. Looked like he was going to make it through the first round, but now he's looking like Fu isn't going to make it through this round. A standing 8 count. Harry Camden needs to come, reset himself, and then he needs to go again. He needs to put this pressure on Fu. Yeah, usually when someone's in danger, like Fu is there, I would say to my boxer, I'll be shouting to him, just take your time, take your time. But I think he should jump on Fu and really try and push this stoppage.
Well, he had him severely rattled
there. It's a great performance here from Camden. This is what I wanted to see from Camden. I was scared after that first round that we wasn't going to see the best of Camden. Like I always keep saying about him, he's got something about him. There's something about this boy. And we're seeing it now.
A standing count and a knockdown. This is looking good now for Harry Camden.
Again, that's a lovely shot straight through. Fu's not going to last this round. Camden's putting the pressure on. He's got to be careful because Fu's still got that power. It's another knockdown. Is Ken Curtis going to let him continue?
Wow, what a turnaround.
Ken Curtis letting him continue. He's steady on his feet, but Camden needs to jump on him because he doesn't want to allow him that minute of rest. That's the end of that round, but great round.
It's got to be 10-6,
10-6, 10-7, yeah, he's got to be. What an exciting fight this is. Knockdowns either way. It's a strange one, isn't it? Because when you see your fighter getting dropped 3 times in a round and the standing 8 count, you'd be arguing that his corner should be pulling him out. But actually, he still looks pretty sturdy on his feet. It's just that power from Camden is really taking a toll every time he lands.
Well, it was sheer determination, wasn't it?
Yeah. He see a gap, he landed a good shot, and he obviously sees something in Fu. I think that initial shot, we said it looked like it hurt him, and Camden just jumped on him. And I like this from Camden now. This is what I'd have been saying to my fighter. Go out there, take your time. Don't go out there trying to take him out just yet. Let's see what's left. There's a lovely shot landed from Camden. Camden's got a lot of power, you know. Do you know what? We haven't seen it in the past, but he's landing shots now, and they're thudding shots. And they seem to be taking the head of Fu all over the show. Yeah,
and interestingly, Harry Camden's had 3 previous contests under the Quest rules and lost all of them. So he's on the verge now of his first ever victory. And this is full start.
Exactly, that's what I keep saying. That's why I'm so excited for him. That's why I'm so... that's why I'm really excited for him, because I've seen in him in the past something like this, and I knew he had this in him. It's a really good performance.
But you can't write off Leon Fu.
No, definitely not. You can see now, like this isn't a foregone conclusion yet. Harry Camden is still up against a very dangerous fighter in Fu, but he needs to. What he needs to be doing is poking his jab out. Just do the simple stuff, because Fu, after your legs have gone like that in a round before, you were not going to recover fully. So even a good solid jab is going to take a bit away from him.
Absolutely.
Just keep pouring away it like that with the jab.
Yeah, this is a cracking effort
really good performance
from Harry Camden. But I tell you what, I don't think it's been a long time. It's been 8 years since Leon Fu was in the ring. I know he's been in the gym, don't get me wrong, but, maybe he just needs to get used to a few things.
Yeah, and that's the thing, when you have a long time, and that is a long time out of the ring, isn't it? Yeah, 8 years out of the ring is a long time to come back.
But a welcome character on the Quest.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, well, we see in that first round, he's got power. He's a good fighter. But Camden could have really crumbled after that first round. But for me, he's come out, won that second round by an absolute mile, and then I think he's nicked the last round as well, if I'm honest.
Well, I've got a massive margin. It's big enough. In favour of Harry Camden, done very well.
It's in a 3-round fight. You've got it 3 rounds to the guy that got knocked over in the first round.
crazy.
Yeah, unbelievable. And that is the beauty of Quest boxing. That is what Quest boxing brings us.
Well, I hope we see Leon back in action on the Quest in the near future. And quite naturally, of course, Harry Camden. Cracking fight.
Yeah, this is something that Harry Camden can now build on. He can build his career, so to speak, going forward off of this performance. He can build something off the back of this. He can come and he can start looking for those title fights. He needs a couple more wins under his belt before he throws himself in the deep end again, because he wants to get used to winning. He's got that win now, so let's see how he starts growing from this.
Well, he's already fought at a good level. He fought Jack McLean in his Quest debut. All right, he lost his first 3 fights, but it looks like he just picked up his first win. We'll wait and see. So our MC, Jonathan Millard.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, after 3 rounds of action, we go to our judges here at ringside. With a unanimous decision, your winner in the red corner, Harry
Camden, declared a unanimous points winner. Up against a very dangerous fighter in Leon Fu, as he showed when that first left-hand he landed.
Yeah, that was a to and fro fight, wasn't it? Amazing fight. All the action that you require from an exciting fight. Yeah, brilliant.
British Cruiserweight title fight now, 2 cracking fighters. We've got Danylo Hrebeniuk against Danny Worsfold, the very explosive, dangerous banger.
Yeah, Danny Worsfold's one of these throwbacks that he's powerful. He's got power that you just don't see in boxing anymore. He hits like an absolute steam train. However, as we see in his last fight, he can be exposed, he can be hurt himself. This is one of those fights where if you blink, you are going to miss something.
Absolutely.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for the All Guns Blazing Promotions main event of the evening. This title attraction will be for the showdown for the Quest British Cruiserweight Championship. So ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, make some noise for tonight's challenger as he enters the arena. He is a former kickboxing champion, bare knuckle boxer, and bids tonight to become the new champion here in Quest. So from Essex, by way of the Ukraine, make some noise for Danylo Hrebeniuk. And now it's time to welcome our champion into the arena. He holds a perfect undefeated record in the league and is the reigning, defending Quest British Cruiserweight champion. Let's make some noise and welcome Danny Worsfold.
Right, well, here we go then. This is the one that I've been absolutely lusting over. It's the British Cruiserweight title fight. 5 rounds between the holder, Danny Worsfold, and his challenger, Danylo Hrebeniuk. And I tell you what, I'm so excited about this. Danny Worsfold, one of the hardest punchers I've ever come across in my life. Doesn't matter who you are. But having said that, he has been suffering from a bit of a cold of late, apparently. And Danylo Hrebeniuk is very experienced in all kinds of combat sports, including bare knuckle boxing, MMA, bare knuckle, you name it, he's done it. And the last couple of fights that we've seen Danny in, he's chinned them in a round.
Yeah, Danny Worsfold's super exciting fighter, and I must say as well, one of the sport's nice guys. He's a really good guy. You see him come into the ring there, walk straight over to his opponent, touch gloves, give him a smile.
But having said that, so too is Hrebeniuk. You know, he's a lovely guy. I was chatting to him earlier. He's from Ukraine originally, but you know, made his life here now. And
yeah, I was just going to suggest there, you'd never guess, would you, from the way these guys are trying to take each other's heads off, but they actually are really nice guys. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. It's off in the way, doesn't it, Dan?
Yeah, I think we can see, like you say, Worsfold been suffering a bit of a cold. You can potentially see that he's troubled a bit there by the shot that was landed.
Took a swipe, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he more than anything, he threw his head into a punch. I think he's.
Well, there is a saying, Dan, you know, that big punchers can't necessarily take a shot. And we've seen Danny Worsfold wobble once before.
Yeah, in his last fight against Petrie, he was clearly wobbled. But I spoke to him after, and he was like, "No, I was fine. I didn't feel like I was in any trouble at all." But from the outside, it looked like he was in a bit of bother, didn't it?
Yes. Well, he's going to have to do a bit of work here tonight, I suspect, defensively and on the attack.
Yeah, so Hrebeniuk is one of those fighters that he poses questions that many fighters haven't had to answer before.
Yes.
And Worsfold is up against an opponent tonight, and that's exactly what's happening. Hrebeniuk is posing questions to him, and at the moment Worsfold's a little bit, maybe it's because he's had a cold, he does look a little bit off at the moment. I'm assuming he's going to warm into this, but he's the sort of guy, when he come in and won this title, I think he got the call 2 days before.
Oh, yeah.
He got the call two days before.
You're right.
I think he was in the pub when he got the call. And then he turned up 2 days later and knocked out his opponent in the first round.
Well, he beat Krzysztof Morawski, didn't he, the Polish kid? Then he beat Wesley Petrie. But in great fashion. He got cracked on the chin by Petrie in that one, just before he took him out.
Yes, yeah.
So here we go then for round 2 of the scheduled 5 British Cruiserweight title fight. champion is, of course, Danny Worsfold, and well, looking to become the champion is Danylo Hrebeniuk. And as I was saying, I was chatting to Hrebeniuk prior to this. Nice right.
Shot there by Hrebeniuk.
And good work there from Hrebeniuk. Well, looks like he's decided to use his boxing head and not his chest-to-chest stuff. Just be smart.
Yeah, Hrebeniuk's boxing really well. He's boxing on the outside. He's standing out the way of that power that Worsfold's have got, and then landing with big shots himself as Worsfold's coming in. It's a really good performance from Hrebeniuk so far.
Well, the thing about poor old Danny Worsfold is, you know, he needs a target, and if that target keeps disappearing, he's in trouble.
Yeah, I think it was 3 hooks in a row there where Hrebeniuk just slipped underneath him. He needs to start taking a bit of power away from the shots, start working the shots. And that's what I was talking about. These are questions that Worsfold's never had to answer before, because when he's been against anyone else, they've been there.
They stay hit.
Yeah, but they've been there for him to hit.
Yeah.
I'm sure if he lands clean on Hrebeniuk, then Hrebeniuk will feel the effects of it. However, at the moment, he's not landing clean.
Yeah, and full marks really to Hrebeniuk for taking this particular stance. He's not running, he's standing there face to face.
Yeah, he's boxing really, really well on the back foot here, Hrebeniuk. And I think you can see signs of that where Danny's had the cold. He's a little bit lethargic. Oh, that's a great shot by Hrebeniuk.
Well, we did say big punchers don't necessarily have good chins. The bell's gone to end the second round, and it's a 10-8 round for Hrebeniuk. It's all over. It's all over. We have a new champion, new British Cruiserweight champion, Danylo Hrebeniuk. Bad luck, Danny Worsfold. Well, do you know what? I'm at my favourite venue, Epsom Racecourse. Great crowd, great fights.
Oh, unbelievable. And this is exactly what we've come to expect from.
Does it get any better than that, Danny?
Do you know what? This Cruiserweight title has thrown up so many surprises this year. Historically, the Cruiserweight division has been one of those divisions that it's written in the script that it's a boring division. Well, Quest has taken that script, torn it up, thrown it out the window, set it on fire, done everything to that script. This year has thrown up 4 of the best Cruiserweight title fights I've ever seen. This belt has been, this is the 3rd time this belt's changed hands this year.
Amazing.
And every single one of them has been a stoppage. Unbelievable.
Incredible. And I do, by the way, urge all of you at home watching this, get down here one day. Epsom Racecourse, junction 9 off the M25. And, you know, I've got to say a big well done there to Danylo Hrebeniuk. He, you know, he just kind of ripped it out of him, didn't he? And, you know, we were saying, you know, ordinarily, and it's one of those ordinary things, you know, if you're a big puncher, you tend not to take a shot too well. And we've seen him wobble in the past, Worsfold, but there was every chance it would happen again.
Yeah, I think one of those things. I think it's a bit of a. There is this thing that if you're a big puncher, you can't take a shot. What it is, when you throw big, powerful shots, you tend to leave yourself exposed. I don't think it's so much that just because you've got power, you can't take a shot. I think it's because when you throw your power shots, you are exposing yourself to be caught a lot cleaner than someone who's a little bit more tentative with their style, not looking for the bigger shots. But I think Hrebeniuk is someone that I'm really looking forward to seeing in the future, because, as we said, this title itself has changed hands 3 times already.
Can I just give a different slant on that?
Ladies and gentlemen,
opinion,
distinguished guests, at a time of 2 minutes, 9 seconds of the second round, our referee, Seamus Dunn, counts out our opponent and your winner and new Quest British Cruiserweight champion, Danylo Hrebeniuk.
So Hrebeniuk then is the new champion. And can I just say a bad luck there to Danny Worsfold? Can I just say what I was going to say? So you get Danny Worsfold, he knows that when he hits you, you're going to go. So consequently, he thinks in his head when he gets hit, he's going to go.
Yeah, maybe from a psychological perspective, your body just turns off because that's what you expect to happen.
Yeah, you expect them to go when you hit them, so why don't you go when they hit you?
Well, wow, Danylo, I've got to say, we're used to seeing Danny Worsfold come in here, spectacular stoppages, knocking opponents out. Everybody was expecting the same tonight, but you've come in and you've ripped the script up.
But I told you before, right? I don't care about all those things you just said, right?
Wow, I mean, I've got to say, from the opening bell, Danny was coming after you, was trying to land those big shots. Those big shots had worked for him in every single previous appearance, but tonight you were elusive, you were using your ring, you were sort of ducking in and out of shots, a little bit of showboating, and that punch you caught him with, there was no recovery from that.
It is what it is. I can't, say nothing else, but I can't add anything, but only one thing. Thank you for all the people who are here tonight. Thanks to my friends. I see you, Dennis. I see everybody. Thanks to my Ukrainian friends who supported me when I came here. And thanks for feeling home a bit after this win. It's the feeling, like I can't describe this feeling, but it's very nice. And let's go for drinks, everybody, after fight.
Well, listen, congratulations. I know there's going to be a lot of people now that want to sort of fight you and try and take the title off of you, but I'm going to let you enjoy it. And congratulations, you're the new Quest British Cruiserweight champion, Danylo. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity, Alan.
You're very welcome. Well done. Wow, well, across this season, we have seen some unbelievable nights of boxing in the Quest Boxing League. But that was the season finale here at the Epsom Downs Racecourse in Surrey. And what a way to finish the year. Dan, I've got to say, sometimes I feel like I'm repeating myself when I say, you come to these shows, you come to these venues, and the Quest format, it's fast, it's explosive, there's no time to blink, and you see these unbelievable fights, but some of the action that we saw in there tonight was probably some of the most intense, some of the most action-packed we've ever seen.
Yeah, we just chatted to a few guys just now, but they're just saying to us, do you know what, that was probably one of the best fights I've ever seen. And then someone else saying about another fight, that's probably one of the best fights I've ever seen. Tonight was absolutely fantastic. And I mentioned it earlier when I was doing the commentating, and I'm going to say it again. Quest is bringing boxing back to the people. This is what boxing's all about. These guys are out working on building sites during the week. They come here on a weekend and they put it all on the line. They hold their hearts on their sleeve and they go out and they give us absolutely everything. And it turns out to be a fantastic night of boxing, something you just don't see anywhere else. That is what Quest is all about. And do you know what? What a finale to the season, eh?
Unbelievable. And as I say, in our main event, Cruiserweight champion Danny Worsfold comes unstuck, losing his British title against the challenger Danylo Hrebeniuk. And I've got to say, we've seen Worsfold do that to previous opponents, knock them out in the first round, annihilate them, but tonight it just wasn't his night.
Yeah, do you know what? Historically, Cruiserweight division is a boring division. It turns out some right stinkers of fights. Quest has taken that script, completely ripped it up and thrown it out the window. This year has shown us some of the best fights we've ever seen, and they've all been in the Cruiserweight division. Was that 4 times that belt, or 3 times that belt's changed hands now, all by knockout? Unbelievable.
Amazing, and congratulations to Danylo, because he becomes the new champion. He's the man everybody will want to sort of try and fight now, and I can't wait for the 2023 season and see what that brings. And like I say, unfortunately that's a wrap. That's all we've got time for this season, but join us next time out for the 2023 season when it starts on Saturday, February the 11th, right here at the famous Epsom Downs Racecourse in Surrey, when Quest returns with its unique boxing format.